Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be breaking down the first mission of Halo 5 Guardians campaign, Osiris. So I'm going to be pointing out some of the stuff in the mission that you guys might have missed at a first glance, and I'm going to be giving you guys a sort of walkthrough of the story of the mission. Now, kicking it straight off, we have a cutscene before the actual initial opening scene of Halsey walking through a sort of mysterious laboratory. I think that this is her laboratory below Oni Sword Base on Reach, where you actually go in the Halo Reach campaign, where she gives Cortana to Noble 6 to save. You'll find out in a second why I think this. Now, as she walks into the laboratory, she puts down a journal, which is actually the journal that you get with the Halo Reach Legendary Edition, Halsey's personal journal. Then, as the camera pans further down the table, we see a portrait of her daughter, Miranda Keyes. Interestingly, it's a picture of Miranda from Halo 2 Anniversary, which, if this is Oni Sword Base, is set after. So maybe that's a non-canonical picture, possibly similar to the explanation that we got as to why all the Spartans at the start of the Halo 4 campaign in the prologue were wearing the new variant of Mark 6 and not the old variant. Probably due to time constraints and 343 not having time to create models for a younger version of Miranda Keyes that would fit into the portrait, which is fair enough. She then walks past a brain and lots of interesting computer screens with brains on them, because this is where Cortana was being developed by Dr. Halsey. Here we have Dr. Halsey walking over to where Cortana is actually stationed, where her chip is, and she inserts an armoured matrix into it, which is where she will put Cortana for storage, probably to give to Noble 6, so he can safely take her to the Pillar of Autumn. We then get into the actual cinematic intro for Halo 5, which is where Osiris are in a Condor, being briefed by Captain Lasky and Sarah Palmer on their mission. Their mission is to infiltrate Jules' sort of area of station on Kamchatka, a foreigner world, and bring back Catherine Halsey. Sarah Palmer also states that, if they get the chance, Osiris are to take out Julam Dana. Lasky also tells Osiris that over the last 72 hours, 5 colonies have experienced identical foreigner attacks of massive scale, which we now know is due to the Guardians.
Locke, you buying the first drink when we're done?
While preparing to drop, Buck tries to convince Locke to buy drinks when they land. However, Locke shoots him down and Buck ends up buying.
You ask, you buy.
Osiris jump out the Condor, fly through the sky and dodge exploding Covenant ships and destroyed foreigner structures. They eventually hit the ground, use their thrusters to break the fall, and sprint down a hill, killing lots of Covenant and Prometheans as they go. When they reach the bottom of a hill, an awesome quick-time event happens where Buck jumps on an elite, knocks the sword out of his hand, you catch it and stab another elite in the throat. Awesome way to start the game.
We could have taken him.
While progressing through the level, you see an awesome battle taking place in the sky between Jules' fleet with his Banshees and Phantoms against all the Prometheans that now aren't allied with the Covenant in their Phaetons flying around fighting the Banshees, and then you've got focus turrets firing at the Phantoms and the Banshees, and it's just an awesome backdrop to what is a really fun mission. After fighting through loads of icy tunnels and caverns and killing loads of Prometheans and Covenant, Osiris finally reach a foreigner installation, a small room. A dialogue ensues between Vale, Tanaka and Locke, where Vale asks why Halsey was missing a left arm. Locke says he wasn't sure when or why, but he was pretty sure that Julam Dana cut it off. We know that that is kind of true. Julam Dana did cut it off, but it was actually to save Halsey after Sarah Palmer shot her in the arm during the whole fight for the Janus key during Spartan Ops. I'd hazard a guess that not many people know that the reason Halsey is missing an arm is due to Sarah Palmer. Typical Oni. Locke uses the Artemis tracking system, which is a modified version of a device he used to use when he worked for Oni to track people, and the door opens. Vale then intercepts the Covenant BattleNet, where she translates to Sangheili, who says, "They are assaulting the back of the temple. Bring in the Kraken." The Kraken is a Tier 6 excavation walker used by Jules' Covenant. After translating more Sangheili that pretty much said that the Covenant are getting desperate, Tanaka asks Vale how she knows so much Sangheili. Vale pretty much says that when she got on a diplomatic shuttle with her mother to leave for Earth when she was younger, part of the shuttle broke and they were left floating through space for 6 months, so she either had the choice of sitting there bored for 6 months or learning Sangheili, and she chose to learn Sangheili, ultimately becoming very useful. After fighting through a massive hill full of lots of Prometheans and Covenant, Osiris make it to another foreigner structure, where they go inside. Tanaka comments on how much of a blow the Prometheans leaving the Covenant would have dealt to them, due to the fact that many of the Covenant actually joined Jules' faction because they thought that he could sort of communicate with Prometheans and Foreigners, and thought that he was a prophet, when in fact, as Locke says, he was just an opportunist who made the most of the Didact uniting the Prometheans and the Covenant during the events on Requiem. A door opens to the final room that stands between Osiris and Halsey. In the room are loads of Prometheans and Covenant, but most importantly, the new kind of Promethean knight that was discovered on Oban. Just for the record, Oban is a human colony that was attacked by Julam Dharma and his Covenant and Promethean forces during Halo Escalation. It's actually in Halo Escalation issue 13, so if you want to learn more about this, then I'd suggest go read that issue. But back to the knights, they're extremely powerful and require you to take out 2 parts of their back armour before you can reach their core and actually do any significant damage to them, making them a lot more like, sort of like a Promethean hunter, instead of the bullet sponges they were in Halo 4. Osiris kill everything in the room and then begin to set up an ambush on Julam Dharma.
Yeah, good looking.
They see Jul losing his patience with Halsey and realise they have to act fast. Osiris make quick work of Jul's guards, and Locke begins to assassinate Julam Dharma himself. Is that the best way to kill off a character that was so important in Halo 4? I'll let you decide. Locke tells Halsey that Lasky wants to speak to her, and they leave for Infinity. Back on Infinity, there's an awkward reunion between Sarah Palmer and Halsey, and Lasky and Halsey go off to discuss secret things, leaving the Spartans in the dark and wondering what it actually is that they're talking about.
What do you think that's about?
And that sums up Mission 1, Osiris. If you enjoyed the video, please drop it a like. It took a while to make, and I really think it's quite a useful video. If you're new here and enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you subscribed. Helps me out greatly, and it shows that you guys enjoy this content. I'll be producing a very similar video like this for Blue Team, Mission 2, very soon, so stay tuned to my channel for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, stay hidden.